Hey friends, do you happen to like knights, violence, ominous fog, blood, mud, spit, shit, farts, and donkey dick? Then boy do I have the movie for you. Hard to Be a God is a medieval science fiction art house film directed by a Russian filmmaker named Aleksei German and is based off of the 1964 book of the same name. And yeah, oh boy, this movie, where do I even begin? Here's just a quick little synopsis of the film that I just found online, because this is gonna explain it much better than I ever would. So, a group of scientists are sent to the planet Arkanar to help the local civilization, which is in the medieval phase of its own history, to find the right path to progress. Their task is a difficult one. They cannot interfere violently, and in no case can they kill. The film follows one particular scientist named Don Rumata, who tries to save the local intellectuals from their punishment and cannot avoid taking a position. And yeah, that's pretty much the synopsis that I found online. That is probably the best description of what the fuck this thing is. One of the more interesting things about this film is its background, considering that the filmmaker, Mr. German, spent most of his life trying to bring this film to life. He initially wanted to make the film back in 1968, which was just a mere 4 years after the release of the novel that the movie is based on, and he even got permission to do so, and he had a script ready to go. However, due to some ongoing conflicts with Russia's politics and wars involving invasions of USSR troops and eventually even just financial situations, Mr. German wasn't able to film his lifelong magnum opus until the year 2000 and continue filming all the way up to 2006. The Russian filmmaker pretty much spent the rest of his life editing the film, dealing with post-production and sound complexities. Unfortunately, Mr. German did pass away in 2013 before the film was finished, and he never got to see the final product. And alas, here we are. A film that literally took just about 45 years to make is finally upon us and was released in 2013. And boy, let me tell you, this is just one of the most batshit insane crazy fucking movies I've ever seen in my life. I mean, don't get me wrong, the black and white cinematography is absolute eye candy and is beautiful to look at, and the set design, production design is also just some of the best that I've ever seen, but goddamn, this movie is so just dirty. Practically every frame of this film is just filled with imbeciles spitting and farting and urinating and shooting snot out of their nose and just taking big fat shits on each other. I'm not kidding, that's what they do. That's what they do in the movie. You should watch it. Not to mention, the environment that the characters are surrounded in is such a pigsty in and of itself, with nothing but dirt and mud and ominous fog just filling up every frame. And yeah, this movie, it just reeks. You just look at it and you can tell it just fucking reeks. Like, it just smells. So Mr. German, again, he's a Russian filmmaker. He shoots his films in a very interesting way, with nothing but absolute chaos and commotion happening in just about every scene in the film. Characters are constantly ambushing our lead character, Don Rumata, who is essentially seen as a god to most of the townsfolk in this rundown medieval village. German conveys this dark and grimy aesthetic by letting the scenes run as long as possible with very lengthy takes, and tries to capture as much stuff as humanly possible, just trying to fit everything in a single shot. And this creates a chaotic and downright claustrophobic atmosphere that the audience can very easily just get sucked into. As a matter of fact, many of the characters in the film acknowledge the camera's presence and even interact with it at times. It is almost as if the viewer is playing a character themselves in this very bleak world, and it just creates for a very interesting and immersive experience. There are numerous moments of absurdity going on in just about every shot that is intended to throw the viewer off, such as characters just running around ass naked at random points. There's even one specific shot that begins with an erect donkey penis just dangling in front of the viewers for no real reason at all, at least I don't think. Meanwhile, we just have characters left and right, some of which who are interacting with the lead character in the background, and then there's others who are interacting with us, the audience, at some points even talking to us, telling us what they are doing. There's characters that are telling us that they're going to bed, and then there's other characters who are just being downright foolish, such as just dangling a pair of fucking chicken legs in front of the camera for a minute straight while there's characters in the background who are trying to talk and trying to progress the story. Like, it's fucking insane. It's almost as if someone was making a really thought-provoking art house film while their cousins or nephews and nieces were just running around and fucking with the camera the entire time. It is quite the sight to behold. I really have never seen anything quite like this movie. Whoa, hey guys, how's it going? Jacob Plasso here. Sorry for the interruption. But I just want to talk to you guys guys, a little bit about today's sponsor, which is Movie Pallet. Whoa! Yeah, Movie Pallet. Everybody's heard of these. These things are like canvas paintings that are created by a team of very talented people. And what they do is they take the most common color of every scene in a film, and then they put it in chronological order from left to right, and the result is just a really cool canvas painting. But what's even cooler than getting a Movie Pallet is getting it 15% off if you use the code Jacob15 at checkout. That'll get you 15% off of your Movie Pallet, which is a pretty excellent deal. And these things are pretty sick. I have it right here above my bed, and I sleep every night, and I look at it, and and it makes me feel really happy inside. And if you want to do the same, then you should get some Movie Pallet, moviepallet.com. Shit. Yes, use code Jacob15 at checkout. Get yourself a Movie Pallet, or get a loved one a Movie Pallet. Whatever the case, there you go. That's just like that, 50% off. Fucking beautiful. Yeah, check these things out. Anyway, sorry to interrupt. Back to you, Jacob. And just sorry about that. Sorry. Now, as juvenile as all of this may seem, there is a lot to be taken from Mr. German's incredibly bizarre and anarchic style of filmmaking, and the message he is trying to convey is very loud and clear. While we sit here and watch this incognito scientist try and infiltrate these imbeciles just running around, killing each other, and being as vile as humanly possible, we are forced to ask ourselves, what would you do in the role of a god? As we watch this character who is both literally and metaphorically meant to represent this actual godlike figure try to fix this amoral and horribly unprincipled civilization without being able to forcibly interfere with their advancements as a society in any way, we come to find that the only thing we can do is just watch and let the society crumble before our very own eyes. And, yeah.
Man, oh man, is it hard to be a god?
I have never seen something that is as beautiful as it is disgusting, but this film manages to pull it off quite well. Unfortunately, I do think the film suffers from its incredibly lengthy runtime, and I do feel really bad saying that since I know that the director worked really hard to get this movie made. I also found the narrative to be a little hard to follow at times, and to be honest, I didn't really know what the fuck was going on half the time. However, I don't know if this was just me or if this was an intentional creative decision by the filmmaker to make the experience as disorienting as possible. I don't know, probably. Either way, the monochromatic cinematography and the consistent debauchery and silliness that happens on the screen make it all worthwhile, and there's just always something to appreciate when watching the film. As riveting as it is challenging, Aleksei German's last movie is not the most accessible watch, but it is certainly one that needs to be seen to be believed. Overall, I would probably give the film a 9 out of 10. I've never had an experience quite like this one, and I think that's the biggest compliment I could give a film, or any other form of art for that matter, because, it just leaves a lasting impression on the viewer, and this movie accomplishes that pretty damn well. May you rest in peace, Mr. German, and congratulations on bringing your wonderful creation to life. It's quite something, so you should be proud. And yeah, that's about it for this video. That's all I got. But thank you guys so much for watching, and please stay tuned for more videos to come out hopefully pretty soon. I don't know. We'll see where life takes me. Who knows? I don't know what's going on. But anyways, take care, and I'll see you guys later
for the next one. Okay, bye-bye.